NFL 2024 Coach of the Year. Who's the favorite right now, Brian?
For next year, for this year? That's a good question.
Jim Harbaugh.
He nailed it.
Oh, is that that for the Coach of the Year, Jim Harbaugh, right off the jump? All right.
Yeah,
They're trying to get sexy with it.
But isn't it the clear favorite? Like, you have a team that's underperformed, you have a quarterback, you have good talent, and what you're looking for is an improvement, like 4 or 5 more wins, a solid playoff appearance, and I think that's what the media is looking for, like one of these reclamation projects that somebody just couldn't get it out of you, and I think that's the perfect situation to kind of walk into where you could have success. I can't think of any other situation where there's a good quarterback with a new head coach walking into it.
So our guy in Houston did not win the award, right?
Correct. It was Kevin Stefanski who did. Because he had the weird thing of having to play like 4 different starting quarterbacks throughout the year and still being a playoff team.
Raheem Morris comes in third. Oh, it's Matt LaFleur is second at plus 800. They're thinking coming off that Cowboys winning a pretty good showing against the Packers, maybe Green Bay's going to be a contender again, and LaFleur will be recognized.
You go win that division or something there. You unseat the Lions in the NFC North. That'll get it done. You go win 12, 13 games. Where's Dan Quinn on this?
They only gave me like the top 5 or 6 guys. And I kept Googling, like, where's the rest of this list? I just couldn't find it on the internet.
They honestly might not stretch it that far yet, just with how early it is.
So Raheem Morris, third with Atlanta. Colts coach Shane Steichen. Texans coach DeMeco Ryans. Jets coach Robert Saleh. And Seahawks coach Mike McDonald all sitting there at plus 1,400.
I would think that the Houston guy, if I had to put money down on somebody, I think the Houston guy is going to have another really good year.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how the rookie quarterbacks go, but maybe things could go well. I think for the Jets and Robert Saleh as well, they appear to have a lot of good players around them.
Sure,
maybe just a quarterback away.
Yeah,
McDonald with the Seahawks, that's tough right there. But at plus 1,400, I don't know. I just wanted to ask you guys about Mike McCarthy though. The only way I think he ends up getting his credit as if you have an insane amount of wins. Like, I feel like the national media has sort of made up their mind on Mike McCarthy. And maybe for good reason, maybe not, but I don't feel like he could do a great job and be appreciated for that.
No, not in the regular season, unless they're trying to like run the table or only losing 1 or 2 games. Clearly, they would have to be the 1 seed in the NFC. They're winning their division and they're the team getting that first round bye. Then you can maybe start to have that conversation. But everybody expects the Cowboys to win double-digit games in the regular season. There's not much you can do to impress the masses in the regular season for the Cowboys. Now it's all about what are you doing in the postseason. Even when it comes to Dak and the MVP, it's like, okay, you're going to have to do quite a bit here for us to really feel like we care about this.
So Coach of the Year is a 2025 bet after you make it to the Super Bowl or something. Because you got to have playoff success for the narrative to be spun up that you've done anything good.
Yeah.
Great point.
Yeah. I totally agree with that.
Are you hoping next year, Brian, that it goes so bad that he gets fired? Or are you hoping that he takes a significant step forward and, we do a second contract with Mike McCarthy?
He's going to get the Zimmer bump.
I said it earlier. I think Mike Zimmer's going to save his job. I do.
You know how insane that is to think about?
No, I do. I really do think Mike Zimmer's going to save this guy's job. I do. I think if he lets Mike coach this defense how it needs to be coached, I think they're going to be better on defense. I think they're going to be more accountable. I think the turnovers, the sacks, I think all those things, are going to still be there. I have a lot of faith in Mike Zimmer. And I mean, from the word go, when he was getting the opportunity, I was like hopeful he would get this job. And now that he got this job, I kind of want Mike McCarthy to have some success because I want to see Zimmer. I mean, I think that much of Mike Zimmer that I want to see him be able to, have some success. And then
that's a guy you want to see give him hell because we'll be pulling for him.
I do. I really do. And I'm more cheering for Mike Zimmer than I am McCarthy. How about that?
Well, that's no surprise.
But you've made that clear.
But if Zimmer has success, that means Mike McCarthy's going to have success too.
Hey, if you get in the right personnel, they stay healthy, and Mike Zimmer does give them that toughness, then you could see them taking a significant step forward next year. And if they go all in, maybe you can build a team good enough to get like 15 or 16 wins, but I feel like Mike McCarthy's probably middle of the pack, and that's throwing away money. I think I'd rather bet on Dak to win the MVP than Mike to win Coach of the Year, because I think that narrative is there for the taking.
I think you're kind of in a mode right now that if you say, I want to see Mike McCarthy get fired, you're kind of a hater.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's going to take care of itself. Either he's going to win enough games and it's going to be fine and we're all going to be happy about it, and he's going to have playoff success, or he's going to get fired and we're like, okay, we saw this coming.
I mean, I think on a scale of 1 to 10, McCarthy's like a 7 out of 10, and you need like a 9 or a 10 to give your guys the best chance. I'll take the 7, though, because I think the Joneses could go into a coaching search and easily hire a 2.
Do you guys feel a little bit less about Kyle Shanahan from what you're observing?
Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to
Kyle Shanahan does get you into championship games and Super Bowls.
Yeah.
But I would feel terrible if I keep having these opportunities and we can't deliver.
I mean, I think he's a great play designer, but not a great game manager. And I think that narrative is probably going to stick to him pretty good unless he can break through and win the big one. Maybe he deserves more benefit of the doubt, though, because he hasn't had the best quarterback, and he's made it to the Super Bowl 3 times with these quarterbacks that would never make it without him.
Right.
I think there's some absolutely. I totally agree with you on that. But I think that for all the praise he gets, there's some serious flaws to his game, and we like to give him a lot of praise. And we talk about him in a glowing way. And I think now it's more like Gavin says. It's more like, well, he's a really good play caller, but he sucks when it comes to knowing what's going on with the game management stuff.
Yeah. There's aspects to being a head coach that he is not proven to be good at.
No.
The good still far outweighs the bad with him.
I feel like he cost his team an opportunity to win the Super Bowl the other day.
Yeah, that's a fair thing to say. And they're also probably not sniffing the Super Bowl without him. So it's one of those weird deals. He still deserves more credit than he does blame by and large. Big picture, he's still a top 5 coach. Now, the flaws in his game is where you get to the hair splitting of he's not the best coach in the league. That's for dang sure. But I'll take him over mine. And 29 teams would probably say, yeah, I'll take him over mine. But he does need to figure out his issues and get some help. I mean, our guy Nico Harrison was like, man, I might need some help here. It's working for him. Kyle Shanahan, you might need to have a right-hand man, veteran coach who knows what he's doing here next to you for a couple of these deals. An overtime coach.
I wonder if his players are so good it overcomes some of his coaching faults.
Well, they haven't been good enough to overcome the faults, because the faults are what have them still losing Super Bowls.
No, they get in the game. They beat Detroit. They beat Green Bay. The players find a way to get them into that.
Sounds good, guys. Good discussion. Appreciate your thoughts on that coaching topic. When we return here on The Nation, it's time for the top 10 at 420. Where are we going with that?
Yeah, and Broadus really needed the woolly bully for that conversation, because he'd have been right there with you, just ready to mother bleep Shanahan at every turn there. So sorry about that one, Broadus. You lost a teammate on that one today.
Guy needs to find a way to win one of these Super Bowls, I'd say.